everyone. So we are just about ready for me to take off on the Appalachian Trail, and before I leave I just wanted to run through the gear that I will be bringing, at least for the beginning part of the hike. Some of the clothes will get swapped out in the summer when it gets warmer, but for the most part this is what I'll be carrying when I start. And the first thing is my pack, and that is the MLD Burn. It is 38 liters, frameless. Inside of the pack I will have the Zpacks bag liner, I guess. I don't know the actual name for it, but I had it on the PCT, and it's just to keep my sleeping bag and stuff dry if it's raining or if my pack is gonna get wet. Yeah, so then there's this to go inside the pack. At the bottom of my pack I will put my tent, and that is the Gossamer Gears, the one. It's just all loose. I don't keep it in a bag, I just put it at the very bottom. So yeah, this is Gossamer Gears, the one. It's a one-person tent, and underneath it will go my ground cloth. And for my ground cloth I have a sheet of Tyvek cloth, nothing fancy, just ordered some Tyvek on Amazon, finally got it, and cut it to fit the size of my tent. So this will be my ground cloth. As for my sleeping pad, I will have the Z-Lite, Thermarest Z-Lite, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels on mine. Haven't replaced it yet, still considering it, just haven't done it yet. I think it's pretty well known now that I am taking the Katabatic Gear Flex 15. It is a 15-degree quilt, and I have it just in this bag right now. It usually goes loose inside that dry bag I showed, but for the sake of being easy to show on camera, this is what it looks like in the bag that they provide with it. And if you want to know more about that sleeping bag, I have a video posted where I visited Katabatic Gear to pick it up, because I am a brand ambassador for them. And speaking of brand ambassadors, I am also a brand ambassador for Zpacks, and they make Fanny Packs. I've taken theirs on the Pacific Crest Trail and on the Colorado Trail, and I have just switched to the Summit Bum for the Appalachian Trail. But I don't like the side hip belt pockets on a pack. I think it's easier to eat snacks if it's in the center of the big zipper. So thus the Fanny Pack. For my gloves, I will be bringing the Zpacks Possum Down gloves. I really like these. I've had these since the Pacific Crest Trail, and the only time I ever wasn't warm with them was when they got soaked through. Because obviously they won't be warm if they're soaked. So to go over them, I have just a thin pair of REI Gore-Tex, just like waterproof glove liners. Nothing too crazy, but I just don't want my gloves to get wet, and I don't want my hands to be cold. For my headlamp, I have the Black Diamond Spot, and I have tried the Petzl E-Light, I think is what it was called. It's that really, really light one, and it just doesn't work for me because I do so much night hiking, given that I'm slow, that I need a light that is bright. For my stove, I will be bringing the BRS 3000T. It is that big, it's less than an ounce, and you either love it or you hate it, but I've brought it on the Colorado Trail with me for 400 miles and did not have a single problem, which means that it gets to come on the AT. And I have a pocket rocket as a backup in case this breaks, but I don't think a stove breaking is a life or death situation, so I'm happy to bring it. I'm also going to be bringing a Benchmade knife, just like your standard little knife. Honestly, I don't need it, I just peace of mind. For my pot, I have a Toaks 750 milliliter pot, which has a lid that is on the floor somewhere. And then I have just a titanium spork, and I will be picking up a small fuel canister once I get to Amicalola. One thing that I will not leave home without for this hike is Leuco Tape. This is the only thing that I found on the PCT that stuck on my blisters and stayed on them until they went away and caused them to not hurt. I tried a couple different things, just like the blister gels and sticker things that you can get at REI, and none of them were staying on when I was getting loads of blisters at the start of the PCT. And eventually, they told me to switch to Leuco Tape, and I did, and I won't leave on a hike without it now. It's so good for blisters, at least for me. I've got my 6 tent stakes to go with my tent as well, and I will be bringing 2 smart water bottles with my Sawyer Micro on top, and yeah, 2 smart water bottles, so 2 liters of water. I I will have 3 pairs of Darn Tough socks. I usually only take 2, but I like to have a pair just for sleeping, I learned, so that there's one that just isn't crusty and dirty and gross that I can put on when I'm about to go in my sleeping bag. I just like that when it's colder and wetter, so I'm gonna bring 3 pairs. I'm gonna have a buff with me, and I will bring a hairbrush and a Lululemon sports bra and a pair of Lululemon Fast Track leggings for the daytime, a pair of Oasis 260 leggings. In my cold weather gear, I had said I was gonna bring the Oasis 200s, but I ordered the 260s just to be able to compare them side by side, and I think the 260s are way better for what I want. So I made a last minute switch to these, and I also made a last minute switch to this, and this is the Patagonia mid-weight Capilene layer. And a lot of this stuff I went over in my cold weather hiking video, but just to quickly touch on it again, I'm going to be bringing the Montbell down booties. This is just for camp and sleeping when it's still really cold in the beginning of my hike. And I will have the Melanzana microgrid hoodie, but I don't have that to show you right now because it's in the washing machine. But above that will go the Montbell X-Lite anorak. And then for my rain layer, I have the Montbell rain pants and the Patagonia rain jacket of sorts. And that's it. I've got like headphones and an iPhone charger and my phone and stuff, but I don't think you need to see that. Apart from that, this is the gear I'm taking. I'm going to swap out some lighter clothes when it gets warmer in the summer, send home the down booties, and my pack will get a bit smaller, but what you see is what I'm bringing, and there's no changing it now. That's what's coming with me.